Hello and welcome to the Predator Eurotour Champs in Salzburg, Austria. We have a losers qualification match. Alvin Conrad flag. There's be breaking sets of two. That brings up 9. Winner will advance to the final 32. The loser will go home. Big matchup coming. By George K.J. Eric Corliss.
Conrad to break here.
Two balls down. Positive signs for Conrad on the break.
Yeah, this is a race to 9. This is a loser qualification. Conrad just lost to his teammate from Poland, 9-8, Christian Merwa. And Alvin just defeated, in the loser round 5, Tong Zhong 9-2. But finds himself trying to get into that ever hard to get to final 32. This is an alternate break format. Every 2 games, they will alternate the break. Conrad started breaking. He'll have one more break. Alvin at the table. Looks like he may steal his break away to take the opening game. Unless he gets behind to 7. He's in good shape. This is George Staychad.
Go ahead, yeah.
This is George Staychad, joined with Ehrlich Harlefson, bringing you the live action from Austria, Salzburg, as he mentioned.
Just a little straight here. Worried about getting off the rail enough to be straight enough on the 7. We saw this last match with Mark Biesterbosch missing kind of a similar shot, powering up into the corner. Ball really has to be targeted properly, and he chose to cheat the inside of the pocket there. Did it well. Kept the speed down.
Yeah, a little more speed. He might have missed that. We saw that rattle out earlier. Alvin's such a smooth player, as is Conrad. Alvin is a 829 Fargo, ranking 15 out of the top 100 in the world. His opponent, Conrad JUSZCZYSZYN, is at 800 and is number 60 in the world as far as Fargo ratings go. And he loses his opening break, but has one more before Alvin gets 2. They are playing the 9-ball on the spot and the 3-point rule. That means that 3 balls must cross the head string, or a ball pocketed counts as a point. Must have 3. One ball straight to the side, and here comes 2 balls. Did the 2-ball cross? No, it's an illegal break.
5's okay up there, though. 4 ball's okay. 4-ball cross. He made 2 on the break.
He didn't. You know, I'm sorry. I only saw one go in.
Yeah, corner
Thank
ball
you,
on the
Eric.
1. No problem.
Good old wing ball.
Nice positional shot there from Conrad, and he's in good shape now. Very flow style player. Saw Conrad win the gold medal in the European Championships with a similar style on Predator Arc tables. Just looks like he's out practicing, George.
Yeah, he has come into his own. His. I remember when he was, his Fargo was down in the 780s. He has come up to 800 and has been there for a while. He won one of the big tournaments, I believe, in either was it New Zealand or Puerto Rico, one of the Predator tournaments, and from there his game's come up considerably. He's been forced to deal with, and here we are tied at 1. Alvin, of course, pride of one of the prides of Austria as far as pool goes. Him and his sister Jasmine have the academy there in Klagenfurt. They have also hosted the World 10 Ball a couple of different times, and the World 8 Ball there in Austria. They put together one great venue for these events.
Looks like the 3-9 is going to be available here. It's pretty lined up to the pocket, not directly in. Have to get another look at it. It's pretty close to direct, though, and as long as it gets close to it, it's very manageable.
Well, I think Alvin was eyeing that 3-9 combo very nonchalantly, so that's what he's playing.
Would have preferred to be a little straighter. We could get a little better view of how the 3's playing into the 9. Should be okay here. Buried into the back of the pocket. First of his 2 breaks going down at a break and run.
Game number 4 here. Alvin's second break.
Made a ball in nicely on the 1, little straight. Checking to see if the 2 passes in the bottom right. If it does, he's on a decent angle drawing straight back. 6 and the 8 are kind of going to be in that line. If he has any angle going to the left, he can play 2 rails forward between the 5-6.
Forward it is. Nicely on it.
Yeah, this is close if he has to get down on that angle. But he wouldn't have played there if it doesn't go. Just trying to feel different parts of the pocket where he can.
Yeah, he knew he was bumping that 4 ball to a nice position. Now just to get to the 5. Pretty standard connect the dot out here. Come down for the 8 ball on the side, if he can get straight. Oh, he's going to have to run the cue ball around a little bit, or is he going to shoot it very, very soft? He's going to run the cue ball around. And for a 3-1 lead, Alvin takes game number 4. Alvin is sponsored by Predator. He's a Predator Cue sponsored. Him and Jasmine play with the same cue. I believe Jasmine's is wrapless and his has a wrap is the only difference. Beautiful, beautiful Predator cues. Maybe we can get a camera shot of Alvin's cue there when we get a chance. Breaking in game number 5. Ball down, straight in on the 1 ball. Conrad looking good here. "215 players started out here, 24 from Austria, 66 from Germany, and 27 from Poland were the bigger numbers from some of the countries. He got down here on the bottom side of this 2 ball. He's going to play a nice safe behind the 3. And it looks like Alvin will be almost over a ball to go 2 rails at this 2 ball. Is he going to go 1 at it? Wow, he is. I like this 2 rail shot down from the corner here on the bottom part of the table. But can you reach it is the question. He's going to go the 1 rail route. Going to have to spin this a bit. Try to catch the rail and ball at the same time, or just move the 2 ball to position. Oh, he's caught it just well. Will he get behind? A simple jump shot will take care of this. He just steps up, hits the kick and stick with such accuracy, and nonchalantly gets a great safety. Conrad trying to escape, Alvin trying to escape another safety by Conrad, and he does. Will he hit a rail? No. Gives up ball in hand. And Conrad will go to work with these 7 balls, and all in an open position. Conrad is also a Predator sponsored player. (31 or 32 years of age, I believe. EPBF European 9-ball champion, Eurotour Italian event champion. This 9-ball to close the scoreline within 1, trailing 2-3 to Alvin Ocean. Keep in mind, this is a loser qualification, so the loser is out of the tournament. The winner moves on into the final 32, playing for the points. Breaking in game number 6 is Conrad. That'll be a second break. Alvin will break the next 2 racks. Looks like a dry one. Opening shot on the 1 is open. Open for business, as you might say. Pocket the 1, the 2 balls over a pocket 3 ball up table. Nothing really is tied up. That 4-9 looks pretty tasty. So will it be a short game to the 4 ball? There's a good angle of that 4-9 combination. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a very quick game. Alvin's calm demeanor looks like it's just another day in the office here. I wish they had heart monitors on. I'd like to see what his heart rate is. He's quite a little bit of an he's quite an athlete. Always stays in good shape. I'd say it's somewhere in the resting heart rate. Well, he's not resting, so 60 maybe. But that's what it looks like. What it might be is probably higher because the intensity of the match is the pressure of the match. But he sure makes it look easy. Right down the middle. And he will go ahead 4-2. And we'll be breaking the next 2 racks. Trying to find what their Eurotour overall ranking is. Let's see if I can find these guys here. Both of these guys have been time away, so they haven't played that many Euro tours according to this here. They're quite a ways down. Let's see if he brings this on the right side of the 7 straight down off the 1 ball. Cutting the 1 ball to the corner pocket and coming straight by the 7. I think he would probably use the bottom rail and come back up for position on the 2 to ensure to get by it and not hit it too soft. And of course not end up on the bottom rail. No, he's coming to the opposite side. Fairly good speed. He's got a back cut, but the angle plays for a nice position to go to the 4. Whoa, I thought that 5 ball was going to come into play there. Got a little bit of the corner of the pocket and came on the right side of it. He's got a good shot on the 4 now, and things have opened up for him for a nice break and run. I like both players' demeanor around the table. Alvin is cool, calm, collected, as is Mr. JUSZCZYSZYN from Poland. And Alvin does complete the break and run there, taking game number 7 for a 5-2 lead. That was his first of 2 breaks. We're sponsored by Simonis Cloth, Aramith Balls, Longoni, Kamui, and of course Predator. Predator brings you these both players. They sponsor both of them. They bring the streaming to you live and free. They bring great equipment to you on PredatorCues.com. The Predator Arc table being played on. Alvin losing the cue ball. Not too happy. Interesting that he's choosing the combination. But that's just so that he can keep the 3, the 5, and the 6 in play and not have to come back and forth for the 4 ball up on top. Or go from the 3 to the 4 to come up. Wants a good angle to go to from the 5 to the 6, so he needs an angle here, and he's got it. He'll go to the top rail and come back towards the 6. He might, I doubt it, but he might choose to play the 5 in the corner and move the 6 off the rail, but that would complicate things and could prove erroneous. Nicely done. Actually, if with ball in hand, you might decide to put it right there. So you can reach it easier and just keep it just off the rail. So you can come down for the 8 afterwards. Oh, he didn't like it. Got a little bit too far off the rail. I think he can bring this into the 9 and have position. Now he's going to come the other way. And now he's faced with a tough shot. Do you go up and down and take this really thin cut on the 8? Or do you play safe behind the 9? 2 different ways of doing it. Sending the 8 ball up table and keeping the cue ball behind the 9, or the cue ball up table. He took the cut and now has a shot to the side pocket on the 9. Very nice shot by Conrad. Great shot there by Conrad on that 8-ball to take game number 8. Cutting Alvin's lead to 2. Breaking for the 1-ball in the side. Cue ball coming across. Nope. Made the wing ball. Shot on the 1. Everything's open. There's really no problems. This might be the hardest shot he faces. The 3 to the 4 is pretty straightforward. This left-hander from Poland looking pretty good through these balls here. He's going to get perfect on this 5. Could have gone a little more. It's beautiful. He's in great position here. Three remaining balls. And he does close the gap to within 1 from Alvin. And he will be breaking again. Second game. Trailing 4-5, breaking game number 10 in this race to 9. Both players fighting for their tournament life. One ball goes immediately to the side pocket straight in. The wing ball goes in, and the 7 ball goes in for 3 balls on the break. Long shot on the 2. Not the easiest of positions to get on the 3. So this is the key shot here. He's going to have to come with this shot here. It was a tester, quite a tester. But he's come away okay, and he waves off his opponent and says, I got a good roll. Will Alvin come with the jump cue here, or will he just kick at the 2 ball for the side pocket? Undecided. Which cue do you drop? The playing cue. This ball stays on the rail. This is a little bit on the tough side. Again, another tester for Conrad. He passed that test with flying colors. Oh, his cueing will be just a little bit hampered. He's going to run into the 4-ball unless he run into the 9-ball unless he draws the ball to get position on this 4-ball. Nicely done. Nicely done avoiding the 9-ball there. Let's see which side of the 6-ball he gets onto. Yeah, for the side, perfect. We're about to have a tie ball game. And we're tied at 5. Alvin to break the next 2 racks. I believe that was 2 break-and runs in a row for Conrad. Once into the loser's qualification, there is some money available. Actually, they are both in the money already, as they're in the final 48. But they get into the final 32, and there's 725 euros for 17 through 32, 6,000 euros for first place, 4,600 for second, third and fourth is 3,000 euros, fifth through eighth is 1,750, and ninth through 16 is 1,250. But these guys are also interested in those points. The money pays the bills, but the points get them a little more recognition from their federations.
Sincere apologies to all our viewers. Just had some connectivity issues. I'm back, George. Looks like we have a close one here.
Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, Conrad had to win 3 games in a row, 2 which were, by the way, of break and run, and to tie Alvin, who ended his session at the table with a break and run. So this has been a good quality game match so far. Both players stepping up and controlling the table.
Yeah, I guess could say Conrad will have 4 of the next 6 breaks, so small advantage to him with an even score line going into this part of the match. Looking pretty good here. 9-ball's blocking the most obvious angle on the 4, but I think he's going to have to get on an angle to play the 4 in the bottom left. This is good. Can play the 3 thinly. Play the cue ball between the 6-7, coming back up table. Got pretty much ideal here. Gonna have to slow the cue ball down with draw, but he can. Shame there has to be a loser in this match. Both these players somewhere in the top 16 seeded players in the tournament.
Both also in the top 100 Fargo rated players in the tournament. Conrad at 60, Alvin at 15, with an 829 versus an 800 Fargo. Both, what I consider elite players, 800 and above. Although that is forever changing. As these guys get up there to 858, 2 years ago, top-rated player was Filler and Shane at 832 or 830. Now they're up to 850s, 840s. So we might have to start calling the elite players 825s or 830s. There's enough of them.
That's right. I mean, you got 60 players over 800 now. Quality of play is going up.
Easy. Well, yeah, it's just by the... Yeah, I'm looking at this now, and over 820, there's 21 players over 820. Actually, 22.
The elite and the super elite.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it, Eric. That's why I always look to you for some of these corrections, I might say, or suggestions, better suggestions. Elite and super elite. I have to steal that from you.
No problem.
Well, we use it together anyway, so.
Yeah, right.
Uh-oh, cue ball.
Yeah, so this is a good break for Conrad here. He needed to steal one off Albin's breaks.
And that's how he ended his last break before Conrad went on to a 3-game streak with a scratch on the break. So his last 2 breaks were scratches on the break.
Albin's been a little bit fortunate here. The 2 balls blocked in both bottom corner pockets. He can play a combo onto the 6. Issue with that is the 2 ball's going to start rolling off towards the 3. Tough spot here for Conrad. There is room below it, but it's hard to get down there. Yeah, he tried to get all the way below it. Maybe tried for the combo. I think he still has enough of it to possibly play the combo, but might be a little thin, so looking to get the cue ball behind the 3 here. He's left it. He's left both sides of it, actually. Can't really hit the 2 thinly enough on the left to really avoid the double kiss or make anything positive happen with the 2. I think he might have something off the right side. He's going to want to avoid the 2 banking into the 6 in that case. Yeah, it's kind of funny, George. He doesn't have enough of an edge on either side, but he has the full middle of the ball, but nothing he can do with the middle. Just going to try a swerve here, play the 2 by the 3. Oh, that was almost a foul. Guess it was good, barely good. Nice shot.
Alvin did take a 5th place in the last Eurotour Estonian Open. And
yeah, I think there's
couldn't find him on the rankings. I don't know why he's been left off.
Maybe just hasn't played enough tournaments to officially qualify or something, but I think there's always a little more pressure playing at home, especially when things don't go great. If you're rolling good and you got the crowd behind you, obviously it's a positive, but I think somehow there's a little more pressure when you play in your home country or your home pool room.
Well, I would say Alvin's been playing very well. I was so impressed with his break and his 8-ball success in the Estonian Open, or in the Estonian Euro Championships in the 8-ball portion of it.
I remember.
his break was just amazing. It was just so well controlled, so many outs. It was one of the best breaks I've seen in 8-ball.
Yeah, nice creative shot there, trapping JUSZCZYSZYN into a 3-rail kick. 2 rails, maybe even 3. But ball in hand here for Alvin. Fairly open table. Gonna have to get to the short side of the 6. Looks like the 6 passes in the same pocket as the 2. A little too much angle here. Gonna have to come in between the 5-9 for position on the 4.
You know, it's funny, Eric. We've been calling matches now since yesterday, and I just now noticed where the players are seated, not in the corners, so they always have been in the past. They're seated across from each other in a little nook on the side, facing each other.
That's a good observation. Yeah, you're usually at the short rail end of the table.
Yeah.
Nice play here, leading into the short side of the 6 well. If anything, slightly too much angle. Might have to hit it at a slower speed than comfortable. If he can't slow it down, it's a tricky shot because he's on the rail and he doesn't have a lot of the cue ball, but I think he just barely can. Oh, I don't know about this. It was always going to play into the 6, and he knew that, but he just thought he couldn't slow it down.
Would you have considered just stunning the ball or drawing the ball right into the 8-6?
Or
From
even
the
draw
5? He had the angle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, or stun or draw the cue ball into the short rail, but I think he just wanted to avoid it because he was on the rail too much.
Mm-hmm.
He is on the combo here. He can get out of this. Have to go all the way up table, and beautiful cue ball control there by Alvin.
He has some of the better cue ball control amongst the super elite, as you just called it, over 825.
A little too much angle again, but he should be okay here. Good match going on. Going to be back to Conrad to break in racks number 13 and 14. Now you would think with this breaking format the players would be on a real high break and run percentage, and there can be matches like that where it does happen. But with the 3-point rule and still cutting the cue ball to the rail, and making the 1 a lot of the time, they're not necessarily playing any kind of set breaks. In fact, they're not. So breaking's still an advantage, no doubt, but not as big as I initially anticipated. Two balls down, 7 ball going to get over for the 3rd point, and directly on the 2. 3 balls in a bad spot. Tough to develop any kind of angle going towards the 3 as well, so might be looking at playing position on the 3 to play safe on it. Yeah, just needs to avoid the 8 coming up table. 3 ball is banking directly towards the 8, and that's why the shake of the head there. He can cut the 3 around it, but he needs to stick the 3 behind the 4 as well, and how that angle's playing. The 8's playing as a big ball here. He got inside it. Nice shot. Doesn't want the 3 to go in. It's going to be okay.
Do you like the 3 rails underneath the 3 to come up to hit it?
That was my first intuition, yeah. If you
Yeah,
go one
that's what it
rail,
looks like.
I think the 3 and the cue ball are going to end up too close together. So he's going to try to create some distance here, 3 rails. Got to be careful on this when you hit the ball off the 3rd rail. If you hit it directly, the object ball has a long way to go to get to another rail. Every so once in a while, you can catch a no rail in this situation.
Yeah, it actually happened once already. Earlier. Nice shot there. It's
Yeah,
going to
you do
lay
that.
up, though.
Hit it with enough speed there to guarantee a rail. Good shot. It's not ideal for JUSZCZYSZYN, but he will be on offense here. He can avoid the 9 and the 8 going towards the short rail. Nice shot. Nip and tuck match here, George.
Mm-hmm.
Both players
As
facing elimination.
As it should be, because both players are facing elimination. Adds a little more twist to it. A little more pressure for both players. Neither one wants to walk away from the tournament. And they both hate to lose.
Yeah, especially before the single elimination stage.
Yeah.
Was surprised JUSZCZYSZYN lost to kind of an unknown Polish player in the round before, Hill, so that changed the course of his tournament. But he's looking to survive.
I saw
here.
him for one of the first times, I believe, at the Estonian Open. That's the first time I saw Mevva, Christian. And Conrad in the lead. Now for the first time.
Yeah, second break of 2 coming. Was very successful in the last break. Was able to put Alvin in a tough spot. Took a couple saves to win the rack. There goes both the wired balls again. Legal break. 2 balls makeable, but queuing over the 9. Tough spot here. Got check time for JUSZCZYSZYN now. Safe option is cue ball behind the 3, 2 to the short rail. He'll be definitely thinking about trying to keep Alvin off the table here. Wow, that was creative.
Hello.
Wow.
Nice shot.
Didn't see that at all. Not even really a two-way either. Just went all in on the bank.
No.
Great shot. And he's a favorite in
You
the
know,
rack now.
Yeah, sometimes those shots, they just look like they lay right, and you can't pass them up.
Yeah, it was dead in. I mean, you know, just the speed factor and table knowledge of maybe overbank or underbank the ball slightly. Great shot. Didn't want to run into the 4, but he's going to be okay. Well, we're going to see what Albin's made of in these upcoming racks. He has the next 2 breaks. So theoretically could make it hill-hill if he's able to put together a couple break-in runs.
Well, keep in mind that Alvin has scratched twice on the break so far this match.
I was just going to mention that. Yeah, it's odd.
Yeah.
Oh, he's undercut it.
Yeah, he did. As soon as he hit that, I thought, whoa. Maybe a little bit of decel.
Yeah, that's a turning point there. Just a completely unexpected miss.
Now the remaining breaks will favor Albin.
That's right.
Because we'll be tied at 7. And he will be breaking twice.
Well, these players are human. We've all missed shots like that.
We've done it in the past. We'll do it in the future.
That's right. Well, players like Alvin tend to pounce on mistakes like this. Unexpected momentum here. See if he can get a roll off the break.
See if he changes anything on the break. So far, I don't see any. He's been scratching in the upper left-hand corner on both of his scratches.
Oh, just drawing the cue ball a little too much.
Look how left-eye dominant Alvin is. You could really see it on that break.
Yeah. Well, all down and a shot on the 1. A little thin, but he's able to cue between the 4-6 here. A little over top the 4. Gonna make the shot tougher. Really want to avoid spinning the ball when you're elevated, especially kind of bridging off the rail and then over another ball. The cue ball is going to swerve a lot. If he absolutely feels like he has to, he will, but he's going to want to stay closer to center ball here, which is actually playing into the 3. No good.
It doesn't go by the 7, does it, for the side?
Yeah, like if he was off the rail there, he would have spun right or left to definitely avoid the 3, but properly advised not to be spinning there. Just didn't get the proper roll on the 3. It's a big, he can, play the 3 over by the 4. Maybe even try to get close to the 4 with the 3, so taking away the jump. Just left the left edge. Conrad could get creative and try to play the cue ball around 3 rails. Back up towards the 8. It's going to draw it and try to keep the cue ball on the same end. That's a smart shot. Wow, he had a chance to get back behind the 4-6 there, but caught the double kiss. Unlucky.
Yeah, it looked like it worked out for him a little bit. I think Alvin is hampered by the 8 on his cueing.
He
Maybe not,
is,
but we'll
but
see.
yeah, no, he definitely is. But I mean, he could have been in a worse spot there.
Sure.
But yeah, tough shot coming up for Alvin here. Didn't even go for it. Across the 3.
A little bit of a two-way element.
It was, for sure. And I think he's going to have to roll this one in. I think the cue ball's barely playing through the 6. Worst case is if it's actually playing into the 6, because you can't play it at much speed and you're likely to get behind it if it hits it. Tough spot again. Tournament lives on the line here. Yeah, he knew he was playing into the 6. Watch out for the cue ball. Just short of pace.
Great speed there, as it turned out.
Could see players getting more and more astute over the years, though, recognizing the percentages better. Like back in the day, you would just fire at the 3. Look at this from Conrad, another two-way. You just fire at the 3, kind of maybe hit the 4 hard. But all players now really recognizing the percentages and the toughness of shots, even though they're world-class players and they can make those balls. Good shot from Conrad there.
Well, one thing about that is in years past, most tables were 4.5 inches. The pockets were 4.5 inches. Now they've toned them down. These players are playing on 4.25 here. Some of the other tournaments are being played on 4-inch pockets. So even though it's new cloth, they still, their pocketing isn't quite as easy as it used to be.
You're totally right, George. And if you want to go further back in the day, you're talking about like 5-inch pockets, right? There's a massive difference
Exactly,
between
with the
a
front
4 and a
swings, yeah.
5-inch pocket. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I've been playing pool for a long time. 55, I want to say, actually about 58 years. And
Nice.
I remember those big pockets, and I remember those 5-packs coming rather easy, 5-packs playing 9-ball, and but now they're not so easy to come by.
Yeah, you just shoot your way out of tough positions, but yeah, you can't really do
Sure.
that anymore. That's a good point.
I mean, I used to play 9-ball when it was a 2-foul ball in hand. I'm sorry, it
Right?
was you could shoot out. You would shoot out
Yeah.
if you were hooked, and the player could give it back to you at any time. And now it's 1 foul. They did that for TV to shorten up the games.
Well, JUSZCZYSZYN somehow finding an edge in this rack. Will be able to break in rack number 16, so Hill definitely a possibility here. Good knowledge of the angles coming around. How many rails was that? 4 only. Seemed like
4.
longer. A lot of cue ball movement though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, on those thin cuts, the cue ball's got to fly.
Yeah.
And Conrad on the hill first.
Last break of the match for Alvin. He wanted to give himself every chance to get on the hill here. 3 balls down, legal break. And no shot on the 1. Left side of it. Does he have enough, George? I think he does. I don't believe he does.
Not to make it. He can bank it, but it has a kiss. So it could have a kiss.
Yeah, I think the kiss is okay.
It might
He
bank.
can even play left on it. Bank's a little aggressive. He can play the cue ball kind of near the 7 and try to line the 1 up with the 4-5.
I actually like to kick. Try to hold the cue ball behind those 2 balls and kick the one beneath the 2-9.
It's a good play too. Yeah, the 1's right where it needs to be, or where the cue ball would need to be.
He's going to bank it. I think this is a good shot, actually. The more I look at it, the more I think he gets out of the kiss, just naturally if he banks it. Yeah.
Great try. Well, big test now for JUSZCZYSZYN. Won't be able to slow the cue ball down towards the 2. Too much distance to be rolling at this ball. If he did play at lag speed, he might be able to just slow it down, so he might consider that.
Oh boy.
Tough miss there, and this is the chance that Ocean needed.
Sure. Well, now Alvin's fate is in his hands, not his opponent's.
Nice rack, 4-5 bunched together, 6, 7, 8, 9 all on the same end of the table. Bit of movement from the 2 to the 4. Think he's straight enough to draw straight back. It's not going to be a following option because the 7's in the way. Even anything studding off to the right's going towards the 8, so straight back here for Alvin. Delayed draw. Smart shot there. Had too much angle. Purposely delayed, drew it around the 6.
You know, the sad part about this shot is the cut is going to expose the 4, so he has to find cover. He's going to leave it over the pocket more than likely.
Wow.
Yeah. Even if he hits it harder to try to get behind the 7, it was still, you know, it's going to end up in that same area and make it tough.
Yeah, he just kind of half gave up on that stroke. I get it. It was thin. He had to hit it at an uncomfortable speed. But he'll be thinking about that one for a while. And JUSZCZYSZYN looking good to make it through to the final 32 here. Small upset. There had to be a winner. And the biggest hope for Austria in this year's Eurotour Austria is going to go down. They still have Max Lechner in the tournament, Mario He. A couple other hopefuls.
And there it is, Conrad JUSZCZYSZYN over Albin Ocean.